In the biting cold of the Eastern Front, where the world was tearing itself apart, a young German soldier named Friedrich found himself trapped in the relentless machinery of war. Every day was a blur of grey skies, frozen earth, and the constant echo of conflict. Hope was a currency scarcer than a warm meal. Friedrich, like so many others, was just trying to survive, his heart growing colder with each passing day. He was taught to see the world in black and white, us versus them, friend versus foe. But one day, amidst the ruins of a forgotten village, a flicker of life caught his eye, something that didn't fit into the stark categories of war. Huddled in the rubble of a bombed-out house was a small, shivering puppy. Its fur was matted with dirt and snow, its eyes wide with a terror that mirrored Friedrich's own. It was a creature of pure innocence, caught in a hell it couldn't comprehend. The army's orders were clear: no pets, no attachments, no distractions. A dog was just another mouth to feed, a liability that could give away their position. His comrades urged him to leave it. "It's just a stray," they said. "It won't survive anyway." Every logical part of Friedrich's brain agreed. Taking the dog was foolish, a risk that served no strategic purpose. But, as he looked into those desperate eyes, something shifted within him. He saw not a liability, but a life worth saving. In that small, trembling body, he saw the fragility of all life, the very thing this war was so ruthlessly trying to extinguish. It was a flicker of warmth in a world of ice. Ignoring the warnings, the protocol, and the very real danger, Friedrich made a decision that would redefine his war. He gently scooped up the puppy, tucking it inside his greatcoat, its tiny body a warm weight against his chest. He named her Flea, a small joke in a world that had forgotten how to laugh. Smuggling Flea was a constant, nerve-wracking challenge. He shared his meager rations, hiding bits of sausage and bread when no one was looking. He fashioned a small bed for her in his rucksack, where she would sleep, hidden from the prying eyes of his superiors. During long, freezing marches, she was a secret source of warmth. In the dead of night, when nightmares of battle haunted his sleep, her quiet breathing was a comforting rhythm, a reminder that something good still existed. Flea became his silent confidant, the keeper of his fears and his fading hopes. She didn't care that he was a soldier. To her, he was simply her savior, her whole world. This small act of defiance, of choosing compassion over cruelty, was a quiet rebellion. It was a rebellion against the dehumanizing nature of war, against the orders that sought to strip away his empathy. Caring for Flea was an anchor to his own humanity. While his comrades grew harder, more cynical, Friedrich was secretly nurturing a life. He was protecting a small piece of innocence in a world gone mad. This wasn't about fighting for a flag or an ideology anymore. It was about protecting this one, small, living creature. Flea gave him a purpose beyond survival. She gave him a reason to feel again. As the war raged on, Friedrich and Flea faced countless close calls. Once, during a sudden artillery barrage, Friedrich threw himself over Flea, shielding her small body with his own as the earth shook and shrapnel rained down. He felt the sting of debris hitting his back, but his only thought was for the precious life hidden beneath him. His fellow soldiers, who had once scoffed, began to see things differently. They saw the bond between the man and the dog, and perhaps it reminded them of the homes and the simple kindness they had left behind. They started leaving scraps of food for Flea, turning a blind eye when the sergeant came around. Flea had become more than just Friedrich's dog. She was a tiny, furry mascot for the entire unit, a symbol of the humanity they were all fighting to keep. The tide of the war turned, and the German army was in full retreat. The journey back was a chaotic nightmare of dwindling supplies, constant attacks, and crushing despair. Many men deserted, many lost their minds, but Friedrich pushed on. His mission was no longer just to get himself home, but to get Flea to safety. She was his responsibility, his promise. During a frantic evacuation across a river, his rucksack containing Flea fell into the icy water. Without a second's hesitation, Friedrich plunged in after her, the freezing current threatening to pull him under. He fought against the water, his arms screaming with effort, until he grabbed the pack and struggled back to shore. Gasping and shivering, but clutching his precious cargo. He had saved her again. After what felt like an eternity, Friedrich finally made it back to German soil. The war was over, but the world he knew was in ruins. He returned to his family's farm, a place he barely recognized, scarred by loss and the shadow of conflict. But he didn't return alone. By his side, trotting faithfully, was Flea, now a fully grown, healthy dog. In the quiet aftermath of the world's greatest conflict, the soldier and his dog began to heal together. Flea would chase butterflies in the fields and lie at his feet by the fire in the evenings. Her presence was a constant, living reminder that even in the darkest of times, a single act of compassion can save you. Friedrich didn't just save a dog that day in the ruins. In a way, that little dog saved him right back, guiding his heart through the darkness and back into the light. This story shows us that heroism isn't always about grand battles or storming enemy lines. Sometimes, the most profound acts of courage are the quiet choices we make, the choice to be kind in a cruel world, to protect the vulnerable when it's easier to look away, and to hold on to our humanity when everything is trying to tear it from us. Friedrich's story is a powerful testament to the unbreakable spirit of compassion. Thank you for watching and for letting us share this incredible piece of history with you. If this story moved you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more tales of the human spirit. We'll see you next time.